Superpowers for good, shaping the fate. Investors and dreamers open the gate. Super Crow stands loud, proud, and true, building tomorrow for me and you.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited today. We have such a relevant, exciting guest to have on the show. We've got Stacy Bernstein, and she is the co-founder of All Better Company. And not only are they raising capital, they've got this great product of some better for you first aid stuff. So stick around. If you've ever had a scratch and wanted a Band-Aid, now is the time. You stick around. You don't want to miss this episode. It's going to be great. Stacy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I love to work on the house and fix things. I break things almost as fast as I fix them, but I love doing that. But that means I'm always looking for a Band-Aid and otherwise trying to take care of my scratched fingers and stuff. How did you come about building this better new first aid supply company? How did this all come about?
Yeah, I'm so excited to tell you. First of all, if you could, I'll send you my husband's telephone number, and if you could text him real fast about fixing around the house, I would love that. Not his strong suit. I love him dearly. So All Better Co. was really derived out of a personal need. My business partner and I, first and foremost, identify as moms. We have 5 children between us, and we started, we've always been thought partners, and with kids, we're kind of always dealing with a lot of like bumps and bruises and scratches and a lot of itchy skin. My business partner, her son has eczema. So always thinking about things that we can be doing better. I hate mosquitoes. I'm going to be honest. This is not the most sexy thing to talk about, but I'm in Southern California and mosquitoes were never really a thing for us. And they are very much so because of many reasons. And climate change is extending our seasonality with these darn bugs. And my daughter specifically is very, very, she has very high histamine reaction. And the only thing that was working for her were prescribed steroids from our doctor. And I'm sure you know, just like most people know, that these types of steroids and harsh chemicals are not good for everyday use. So we wanted to find something better. And we kind of did what moms, quite frankly, women do. And since we couldn't find it, we went out and made it on our own. So our very first products actually were our Don't Scratch That patch, which is a hydrocolloid, like looks like a pimple patch infused with botanicals that goes on your mosquito bite so you don't scratch it. And our Don't Scratch That pen, which is our proprietary formula. Really, it's kind of the anti-hydrocortisone. So as it's an alternative, an anti-itch, anti-inflammatory cream. And from there, we found that where do these products lie? Well, they kind of lie at this first aid personal care space. And once we kind of dived in to see what was going on there, we realized that this was a category that is stagnant. I mean, truly, there's some formulas there that haven't been reimagined in over 75 or 100 years. So that's when we knew that we had something more than being just a one-trick pony, right? We could really look at this as an entire brand and company offering better first aid products. And so real quickly to tell you about those scratches and those scrapes that you get, our bandage, our Better Bandage, is a fully biodegradable, compostable bandage. So it's better for you. It's better for the environment. And it's quite frankly better than about 90% of the bandages or Band-Aids that are on the market right now that have forever chemicals in them.
That is great. This is something we so truly, genuinely need in this world, just to have better products, better for us, better for the planet. We've got to deal with all of these plastics, and in the medical industry, including first aid stuff, it's just full of, forever chemicals, including the plastic. So this is great. Love what you're doing. How did you decide to raise capital from the crowd?
That's a great question. So we've pretty much bootstrapped up until this point. We launched in late 2022 directly to consumer. And at that point, we don't have a financial background. And so at that time, when we did a very small friends and family raise, what we realized was that we didn't know at the time what we were doing, but we essentially created a very small SPV. We became very familiar with, all sorts of terms that we never had, like an SPV, like raising on a safe versus a convertible note, taking on debt, all these types of things. And the one thing in business that we've found is, and we've experienced as women, is that, for small businesses, we represent 40% of the founders of small businesses in this country. And yet we receive less than 3% of deployed funds, from institutional dollars to, really, all types of dollars. And so, and one of the things that is so important to us is that when we started our company, and we did that small SPV, we had about 20 to, I think it's 20, about 20 women that all invested into our company, ranging anywhere from $1,500 to $25,000. And we put our business on the backs of these women. And they helped us build a thing, get to market. So when it came time to raising more capital, we thought, wow, wouldn't it be kind of amazing if we gave all types of people the opportunity to invest in a company, to be a part of a company's growth? And really, that's kind of who we are. That's at our core. We're about making things better, doing things better, and really being a community and creating a company that has integrity, that has high values. And part of that is going out to our community at large and saying, hey, you can be a part of our growth. You can be part of something pretty darn amazing. We're going to be a household name. We're going to be as big as the Honest Company. We're going to do what the Honest Company did for baby. We're going to do it for first aid. And we want you to be a part of that growth. And we want you, the person that doesn't really get offered the opportunity to invest, to be able to be part of that growth with us.
Yeah, and that is exciting. You're having some real success already. It's not just your direct consumer business. You've got that going now, got some grown up progress there. You're also getting some distribution into retail. Tell us a little bit about the progress you're making already.
Yeah, thanks. So yes, we went directly to consumer to start. We thought it was really important for us to kind of gain brand equity. And then we sought out to get into retail, because that is really where we are going to scale. We're going to see major significant growth when we can scale at retail. And the tricky part there is it's a chicken and an egg. You need these major distributors, but you need the accounts first. And so we just started knocking on doors, so to speak, emailing, focusing. We're really, really honing in on natural grocer. We believe that for the first stage of real growth, that's the channel that we need to really attack, as with e-commerce, but specifically with retail. In just over 9 months, we're in over 50 plus counting retail locations, including a couple of small chains in Los Angeles where we're based. Air One is one of them, in the Pacific Northwest metro market. So we're, it's a grind, but we're slowly getting there. And we think by the end of this year, we'll be able to actually double that number.
Wow, that is tremendous. As you think about the long term, how big is this marketplace? How big can All Better be?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing we always said was that we're not trying to build a $10 million company. We're not trying to build a $20 million company. We're trying to build a $400 million company. This is a category that stretches well into the first aid category in of itself, as a $400 billion opportunity. But when you really kind of look at these first aid adjacent, or really skincare, because we like to think of first aid as all of the things that you do to restore the skin, keep the skin safe, let it, repair itself. So it's really kind of like these silos we see, and these, our future really goes beyond the typical, right? We're going to do bandages. We're going to do ointments. We're going to do things for poison ivy. We're going to do all of those things. But we're also going to think about your skin, which is our body's largest organ. We talk a lot about what we put into our body, so important. But we don't talk enough about what we're putting on our body. And to reiterate, it is our body's largest organ. So we're going to have a very vast variety of products. We're going to kit our products, right? Those first aid kits, but it's not just going to be the generic first aid kit, because the generic first aid kit doesn't take into account situations, right? If you're going camping, you need a totally different first aid kit that you might need to put in your child's soccer bag. If you just need something for around the house, that's going to look completely different than what you might take on vacation with you. So we're really going to be mindful and thoughtful about what people's needs are and how we can give them exactly what they do need, but we're going to do it better.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your co-founder, and tell us a little bit about yourself. We know
Yeah.
you've got kids. You both are identify as mothers.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a good thing. But tell us a little bit more about yourselves.
Sure. So I come from a marketing background. Well, to start way back, I should say, like my second passion to building this company are sports. I'm like a jock at heart. There's no bones about it. I talk about it. I played collegiate athletics and I was a semi-professional athlete. And then from there, it kind of made sense. I lived my whole life on teams. That's what I did. I loved collaborative environments, which is very much team sports. And I've always moved that into collaborative space. I took it first into the marketing world. So I worked with brands to figure out immersive, creative ways to connect with families. So instead of just putting up an advertisement, creating experiences to create brand loyalty so that folks had these, and that ranges from Whole Foods and Zappos and Target. And I really spent time on brand. And that's what I do for All Better Co. It's my favorite thing to do. I focus on marketing and brand. And my business partner, Merav, whereas I'm maybe like the heart of our company, she is the brains of our company. She is our CEO. She's our tinker, our inventor. She runs operations right now. And, what we found is that our skill sets are completely opposite from one another. And I think that is exactly why our partnership works so well, is because we're bringing different perspectives and skills to the table. And we're learning each other. We're teaching each other. We're learning as we go. So that's real tricky. But I think the fact that we're also so different as people, it kind of makes us work. And so I 100% could not do this without her. She right now carries a lion's share of what we're doing. And I think my lucky stars that I have her, because she's the quintessential multitasker. But again, I think our partnership really works because we are so different. We've both been in partnerships, amazing partnerships that have ended. And truly, I think we both would say, if you asked her, I might be tooting my own horn, but we're very lucky to have each other.
Oh, that's great. And I agree. I think this is a really cool and exciting thing. As we're going to take a quick break here, Stacy, but we'll come back in a minute. This is such a fun conversation. I mean, who doesn't need a first aid kit? Who wouldn't like to upgrade their first aid kit to have it be more friendly to us and more friendly to the environment? Boy, this is a great conversation and an opportunity to invest in a growing company that's got such great prospects. Wow, that's exciting. It's really, truly exciting. So stick around. We're going to continue this conversation, but when we come back, we're going to talk to Stacy about her superpower. So don't miss this.
You can get in on the ground floor to help fix the climate crisis for as little as $100. Pause now to scan the QR code to get started or visit s4g.biz/raisegreen. You can be a green at Raise Green.
Want to learn from the world's great change makers? Find your superpower. Subscribe to the Superpowers for Good newsletter at superpowersforgood.com. Make your strengths into superpowers that will change the world. Join the super crowd today. Superpowers4good.com.
Hope to raise money from the impact crowd. Good investors are as interested in community, social or environmental impact as you. Connect with Funding Hope, an SEC-registered FINRA member crowdfunding portal to learn how to raise capital from the impact crowd. Scan the QR code now.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here today with Stacy Bernstein, who is just a phenomenal entrepreneur building All Better Co., a better first aid company. We're going to shift gears now and talk to her about her superpower, so stick around. Stacy, we're thrilled to have you and excited to learn more about you. You have done and are doing some amazing things. And we're excited to learn more. But what is your superpower?
Well, first of all, I think I come from a long line of people that don't love talking about themselves. So it's hard at times, but I would have to say that my superpowers, it's interesting because it's kind of twofold. I crave connection, authentic connection. I walk into a room and I don't want small talk. Like, I want to know what makes you tick. I want to know where you come from. And it's very genuine. And I think that because I do that, I've become a connector, right? I know people, I understand them, and then I immediately talk to people, and maybe they tell me something they're working on or something they know. And I don't go to fix anything, but my mind immediately goes to, who do I know that this person could benefit from? Whether it's someone in their life that they need to know, whether it's someone for work, whatever it is, but my need and desire to engage has allowed me to be a connector. And then all of those things provide community. And I think that being in community and being in service to other people in that way is my superpower.
Wow, what a great superpower. There is such value in being able to build a community. Of course, for yourself, right? Who doesn't want to have a community around them, but also the benefit that brings to other people, right? Everyone needs community, even people who think they don't. People who tend to be
Absolutely.
a little bit loners. The data really suggests communities, among other things, help us live longer, healthier lives. So
Absolutely.
that's an important superpower. Can you think of a specific time where you kind of deployed that skill and accomplished something you can think of that you're proud of?
Um, yeah, I mean, one of my passion projects and my other side hustle is called the Bearing All Project. And during COVID specifically, my co-founder in that is actually my best friend of gazillion years, I won't say, but she's really kind of my life person. And I grew my family rather easily, to be honest. I have 3 children and I had a very easy time growing my family. My best friend did not. It took her 10 years to grow her family. There was a lot of loss, there was a lot of struggle. And during COVID, we realized that these were all types of topics that she couldn't find the information she was looking for. So many of these topics around reproductive rights, around people, again, going toward building their family or away from it, are conversations that are very hard to have, but people are looking for those stories. They're looking for those topics. And what we decided to do was bring together a community of people called the Bearing All Project, where people could deliver essays and stories from all over the world. I mean, in our first year, we received over 100 essays from all over the world. It was unbelievable, of people telling their stories of loss, stories about in vitro, stories of adoption, all different types of stories to be childless by choice, stories to be childless not by choice. And that was really tapping into that superpower, the outreach, the finding people that would be willing to be vulnerable and authentic and tell their story. And thereby, once they told their story and let us publish it, we've created this really incredible community through the Bearing All Project. And it's, I think most recently, aside from All Better Co., of course, and my family, probably it's been a privilege to grow that community.
Wow, that really is what impact. That's great. And you've sort of demonstrated the value of a community in a very tangible, identifiable way, and you help build that, right? That's amazing. Amazing.
Thank you.
Now, here's the hard part. Here's your real challenging assignment, Stacy, is all of us would like to be able to do this better. And some of us will never have your ability to do this like you do, never be a superpower. But all of us would like to be able to do it a little bit, right? There are times when we need a little bit of community. How do you connect people and bring, how can we do it better? How can we be a little bit, how can we channel our inner Stacy?
I think it starts like anything else I would tell my own children. Maybe you have a goal, but you might not get there right away. So small steps. And I feel that way, like the way that we live our life. I want to do better for the environment. I want to do these things, but I tell my children, if as a world, if we can just do one or two things better, right? Whatever that is, we don't keep our lights on, like it's just better. And we always need to strive for progress, not perfection. So when it comes to my specific superpower, I think there's a vulnerability, and I think it's inviting people into your world. Walk into a room. When you go into a room, it's hard, but find a person, target in on someone, and have a conversation, and a real conversation, and really listen, become engaged. Because once you do that, you're really being in service. When you're listening and letting someone share their story, you are in service of that person. And I know that when I'm in service of my community, it just begins to grow, and it begins to grow. So one of the easiest things, again, is find connection. Walk into a restaurant, be standing in line and do the awkward thing and reach out, say something to the person next to you. Oh, say to, if a woman or whoever is standing there is like, oh, wow, I really like your nails. Where'd you get that done? It doesn't have to be this thing that feels huge or impactful, but meaningful connection, finding way on a daily basis to connect with other people. I think that's where we need to start. And I think in a world that's really crazy right now, building meaningful connection with other humans it's just better for all of us. I hope that helps.
Yeah,
That was a hard
I
question.
really, well, but that was a great, great answer. I really appreciate you sharing, because I think it really is so important for us. And a lot of the folks that are listening are at least somewhat interested in building a community for the purposes of crowdfunding. And I suspect that as you think about your crowdfunding campaign now, you see the relevance of the community building and that skill, that superpower of connecting people. Are you in fact seeing that kind of begin to come into fruition as you launch the campaign now?
I do. And I do think it is, we want people that believe in our mission and our vision. And the only way to do that is to connect with people. I mean, it's a big ask to have people to, be part of our growth in the way that we're asking them to. But we want them to know that we're making things better for them, for their families, for our families, for the planet. And the only way to do it is together. And it's just, I cannot tell you how exciting it is to us, this idea that we will be able to get our company to the next stage of growth, doing it through community and giving people access. I mean, we talk about it all the time, every day, that people like a lot of specifically women, we don't get the opportunity even presented to us to invest in companies, to take part of growth in other brands or companies or organizations, because it's just not how we roll. Maybe we don't have the finances or the resources, or for whatever reason, we are giving other people access to this opportunity. And in return, we are getting people that truly believe in what we're doing. And I feel like there's no better way as a company, as a brand, to have this community of people behind us when they are truly, quite literally, investing in our growth.
Yeah, that's an exciting thought. Well, listen, as we wrap up here, I wonder if you'd take just a minute and tell people how they can learn more about your business, how they can order some first aid supplies, and how they can participate in the crowdfunding campaign as well.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, you can go to we have a website, allbetterco.com, and you can find all of our products there direct to consumer. You can find some of them in real life as well. We're on Instagram at Get All Better. You can find out a lot about our company and our mission there. And of course, directly to our crowdfunding site at allbetterco.downmoredirect.com. We've built an incredible platform. It tells our story, our mission. We hope that we're doing it justice, and you can find out all the information there, including what we've done so far and where we tend to go.
Fantastic. Well, Stacy, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. I love what you're doing and the way that you are directly helping people achieve better health and helping the planet with more environmentally friendly products. And of course, love to see entrepreneurs like you succeed. So, kudos and congratulations. We wish you every success with the business and with your crowdfunding campaign.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting me and having me. This was really fun.
All righty. Now, let's do some good.